And we're live. And I have a new light in my closet that I feel like is way too bright and reminiscent of the dressing room lighting that makes you not want to buy anything. And I don't even know what to say about it because I'm thankful that my husband just fixed my light in my closet, but now I feel like my entire um, face is exposed. Anyway, happy Monday. Let me put on my closet lipstick before my mom yells at me. Um, if you're wondering how my parenting journey is going, I just gave myself a 2-second manicure in my closet, hiding in here. Hey, Steph. Right before I had the baby, I told my husband the two things, the two luxuries that I would never give up, no matter how desolate we were, would be my cleaning lady who comes once a week and saves my sanity because I have 2 children, 2 dogs. I just can't do it. So I told him my cleaning lady, and when I was working in an office, every 2 weeks I had a standing manicure appointment. And it was like the best thing ever. Ronit, I have you on mute since my kids are in Taekwondo and we are in the studio, but I can't wait to watch you later. Next time, bring earbuds. They're great. And just hide them with your hair. Nobody will know you're not paying attention to your kids in Taekwondo. So I said I would never give up my cleaning lady, and I said I would never give up my standing manicure appointment because that was like my one day out without my kids guaranteed during the week, and I would do it. And guess what? Guess what I don't do anymore is my standing every 2 weeks manicure. It's very sad, but I just don't have time. Can't do it. And I miss my friend Stephanie who does my nails, and I miss having nails that don't look like shit, but that's motherhood. So I have my wine tonight. I hope you guys have something to drink. I don't even know what I'm drinking. Something Italian. That went with a meal. If you guys have not checked out yet, my on Instagram, my Cooking with Rach segment, the last couple ones have actually been my husband because he's been cooking, and he's like a phenomenal cook, unbelievable cook. And when we were dating, he cooked for me all the time. And I'm not talking like, oh, let me make you some like grilled chicken. He would make like lobster risotto and homemade gnocchi and all these things that were like totally power moves to get me probably to take off my clothes. And it worked. He made gnocchi 2 nights ago from scratch, like rolled the dough, everything. And it was so delicious. And I'm drinking the wine I opened that night. Hi, Stace. Okay. So tonight's topic of the day, we're going to talk about mom brain, and dads have it too. So if you're a dad and you're on here, you're included in this conversation. Parent brain, whatever you want to call it. I know we have to be super, I have like a hair that's really bothering me. I know we have to be super sensitive to everyone's dynamic, and I am. So we'll just call it parent brain. But mom brain, parent brain, it is a thing. It is a thing. I know we joke about it and we're like, oh, pregnancy brain, mom brain. Let me tell you that the things that you are capable of when you are sleep deprived and worrying about your kids and doing a million things and going a million miles an hour, it is real. It's a real thing. I mean, I know just for me personally, I have done so many ridiculous things because of mom brain, including, and I know a lot of people who responded when I polled on Facebook about this on my personal page. I think one of the most common mom brain things we do relates to coffee. And a lot of people have done it. I have done it a couple of different ways. I have brewed water and totally forgot to put coffee in the machine. So I come out and there's clear liquid in a cup, and I'm like, what happened? And it takes me a while to figure out what went wrong. And then I realize I forgot the coffee. And then the other thing dealing with coffee is I have forgotten to put a cup underneath the dispenser. And so there's coffee everywhere. And I read a lot of people did that. Another really bad thing I did this time around with the second baby was I have remote start on my car. So in Florida, it's hot. So if I go to the grocery store or something, I will start my car as I'm walking out so the air is on. So when I put the baby in the car and everything, there's AC on, and then I pop my trunk. Well, I came out from grocery shopping by myself, the first time I had gone probably by myself since the baby was born. And it was like a luxury vacation, strolling the aisles, looking at goods for my pantry without any children with me. And I was probably in there a good 40 minutes, taking my sweet ass time. And when I came out, I went to press my remote thing, and I had assumed that I had started my car, and I got in, the AC was on. Then I realized my car was totally on, like running. I left my car running. It was locked, but I left it running the whole time I was in the grocery store. That's what happens with mom brain. So I'm going to read you some really fun ones that I put on my personal Facebook page. I asked people to share with me some mom brain moments, parent brain, dad brain, whatever, that they've had. And you guys can comment here too if you didn't do it. Stephanie, I've come out from grocery shopping and my van door is still open more than once. I've seen people do that, and when I see it, I'll be like, you left your door open. But I have seen that happen. It's crazy how we take care of tiny humans and we're really good at it, but we do stupid shit like that. It's crazy. And you've almost gotten to the wrong van. Somebody wrote about that. All right, so these are fun ones. All right, so I asked to tell me your most ridiculous thing you've done when you've fallen victim to mom brain. I'm just going to read a bunch of them. One time I put 2 diapers on one kid. The next morning I realized what I had done. I mean, I would say that's better than no diapers, right? Okay, here's one. Walking out the door in my house slippers, locking my keys in the car, walking through the house and forgetting where I was going or why, leaving my kids' backpack at home, leaving my kids' water bottles at home, putting their shoes on the wrong feet, almost forgetting underwear, mother and kids. Yeah, all of these things. These are all real things that happen to people. Jessica, I can't turn the volume on as I'm laying with my daughter, who isn't a fan of DST. What's DST? What's DST? I don't know what that is. Oh, time changes, daylight savings. Yeah. Daylight savings, you guys, we survived, but I have to tell you that my child, for the first time, the baby slept till like 6:45 in the morning, and that doesn't happen in this house, so I kind of liked it. Kim, I have left groceries in the car for several hours after getting home. That was a really popular one too. That was a winner. You are not alone, my friend. Okay, someone went down 4 flights of stairs twice searching for sunglasses. They were on her head. I've been known to rock my grocery shopping cart without a child in it, but I have the most chill produce in the world. So you guys definitely do that too, right? You like push a stroller, not a stroller, but a grocery cart, anything that has wheels. When you get used to carting a baby around and you have to kind of keep that constant motion, you do that. Or you rock. You don't have a baby in your arms and you'll just like talk to somebody rocking back and forth. It's a thing. Oh, I've done this. Started pumping and realized when milk started squirting everywhere that I'd forgotten to attach the bottles. I have done that also. It is not a fun situation. And if you are breastfeeding, breast milk is like gold. So when you spill like a drop of it, you want to die. And so when you start pumping and it's like going everywhere, it's like a worst nightmare. All right. I have flooded my laundry room trying to fill up the bucket to mop not once but twice in the same week. I also went full on grocery shopping and got sidetracked with other errands for 6 hours, and left all of the milk and everything in my trunk. Came home and stressed out because I forgot to go grocery shopping. So I went back to Publix without realizing I already went and did a full shop again. And when I got to my car, I saw all the spoiled groceries. I mean, that's a doozy. That is a doozy, and that's like motherhood in a nutshell. One time I forgot the kids had early release and went to the store. It was in January and the door was locked. That was years ago. And the kids still remind me. I did realize as I was pulling into the parking lot, so it was maybe 10 minutes they were outside. I did that once with my older daughter's dance class. I drove to her dance studio, which is not really that close to me. It's probably like a good 15 minutes with 2 children. I drove to dance and there was no dance. It was a holiday and I had no idea. I think we've all done stuff like that. Hold on. Okay. Putting a dirty diaper in the washing machine and washing it with all the clothes only to realize my mistake when I saw millions of those little beads all over the clothes in the machine. I have done that. That is the worst thing ever. I didn't even know that I did it. I think I had like a diaper folded up and it was in I don't know what it was in, but I had the same exact thing happen. The little beads that are inside the diaper were everywhere. I was like scrubbing out and dust busting my washing machine. You know how they say to label everything for daycare? I once labeled a pack of diapers, instead of putting my kid's name on them. I mean, you weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. I once flooded my kitchen. I put meat in the sink to defrost with cold water and went into the basement to address screaming kids. I got sidetracked down there with laundry and didn't realize I forgot to turn the tap off until I saw the water pouring from the ceiling. That must have been a really awesome feeling, right? You think you have it together, you're defrosting something to make for dinner, and then your ceiling starts raining. I did something similar with the bathtub. I turned on the bath for my older one and totally forgot about it. And thank God I walked in the bathroom. It was already overflowing, but it had not made it out into the main part of the house yet. So I was able to address the situation, but it was not fun. I have almost flooded my house too. I put cream cheese in the cabinet. I've done that. Not cream cheese, but other things in a cabinet that belong in the refrigerator. It gets better. No worries. My kids are in their 30s. All I do now is occasionally walk out with my shirt inside out. I attribute that to my brain being 60 years old. I mean, you're winning. If all you're doing at 60 is wearing your shirt inside out, I want to be you when I grow up. I handed the dog a cookie and the 2-year-old a dog biscuit, and neither one complained. Yep, that sounds about right. I left my kid at church one time, was at the grocery store when they called, and reminded me they still had her in children's church. Now, Meredith, if you're on here, did you play dumb and be like, oh, I thought that she could stay another hour, and pretend that you didn't know you left her there? Or were you like, holy shit, I'm on my way? Because that's I'm sure it happens. I've never left my children anywhere. That's the one thing I haven't done. Now I have to knock on wood. But I know that it happens. People have these momentary lapses of insanity because our kids make us crazy. I tried to brew a pot of coffee yesterday and failed to put the actual coffee pot underneath, so coffee was brewing out onto the burner. Yep, we just talked about that. That is so common. Okay, here's a list from one person. Pumped hand soap onto my toothbrush instead of toothpaste. Put the milk away in a cabinet and the sugar in the fridge after making coffee. Filled in one eyebrow and forgot the other. Put mascara on one eye and forgot the other. You probably look like Clockwork Orange. Clothing items put on inside out, left groceries in my trunk overnight, filled out paperwork meant for my child with my info and vice versa, forgot that it was time to pick up my child at school. I mean, see, you guys are not alone. Everybody does stupid shit. 3 weeks ago, I legit forgot the PIN numbers to both of my ATM cards. It was truly a scary moment. I had to have the bank send them to me. I mean, I have lost count of how many times I have forgotten passwords or anything to get into accounts. It's not, I don't know why we have to do that in today's day and age of technology, why it just can't read our minds. I don't get it. Someone make it happen. I took my kid to school, handled her morning tantrum, grabbed her lunchbox, then left school still holding the lunchbox. I had to drive all the way back. I have left things totally my fault in my car and had to drive back to school, and that's not fun. Forgetting everyday words that no normal person could forget. Yep, we have those moments where you have a very good vocabulary and all of a sudden you completely forget. Hi, Carol. Constantly putting frozen fruit in the fridge. I think there's a big problem with cabinets, refrigerators, and freezers. We just lose track of what goes where when we start to lose our minds and unravel at the seams. Oh, this is a good one. Hiding my kids' confiscated items and not remembering where I put them once my anger subsided. Now I write it in my notes. That's very smart. Oh, here's an example of that. Her daughter's iPad went missing for 3 years. I found it in an old purse when I cleaned out my closet. I've been blaming her in my head the whole time for losing it. She's 10 now, so that made me feel pretty terrible, although it's missing for reals. So, Hannah, if you're on here, did you admit that you did it? Jessica, you escaped. Oh, good. I'm glad you have sound now, Jessica. Hopefully she doesn't wake up. Hi, Jamie. I sat on the toilet but forgot to pull my pants down, and well, let's just say I won't go to that Walgreens anymore. I have done that. I've also sat on the toilet seat when it's still down, like the lid, and that's a fun exercise too. I microwaved a tea bag. I couldn't believe the water that I hadn't even put in the mug evaporated. That's the other thing about mom brain. You do these crazy things, right? And you know in your mind the water didn't evaporate, but in your head it is not humanly possible that you didn't put water in there. So you start to play that game with yourself. Am I losing my mind, or did this just happen? It's a dangerous thing. Searched the entire house for my keys when they were in my pocket all along. Yep, keys, phone, sunglasses, we all do that, all of us. Packed my mobile phone in my daughter's backpack for daycare. That must have been really fun for you when you start getting work calls. Have set countless things on top of the car and putting her son in his car seat, and then have proceeded to drive off with them up there. Keys, use the extra set because I couldn't find my set. Cups, snack containers, it's bad. That I've seen a lot too. Like that I have seen and I've done. I haven't done that in a really long time, but I've put like my coffee up on the hood of the car and get everyone in the car, and then you drive away and you hear something crash and you really need your coffee in the morning, and that's like it's awful. Oh, my mom wrote one, trying to use the phone as a TV remote. It's typical. When my son was a few days old, I took him to my 4-year-old's gymnastics class. My mom was visiting and I was supposed to drive her to the airport after class. Well, I locked my keys in my car, and me, my mom, my 4-year-old, and my screaming newborn had to wait over an hour for AAA. My mom missed her flight, not my proudest moment. Oh, and that's the worst, because you're not, when you're that sleep deprived that your brain is functioning like that, you're not really like in a happy-go-lucky fun mood. So you're already annoyed. Like your baseline is annoyed. For that first few months of your baby's life, your baseline is annoyed. Jessica, I told my mom to pick my daughter up from Hebrew school at 12:30. Hebrew school gets out at 12. I had to set an alarm for Hebrew school when it was over because I could never remember when it ended, ever. Put leftover mac and cheese in a Tupperware back in the Tupperware drawer. That must have smelled awesome. Okay, here's another list. Pumped lotion onto my toothbrush and began to brush my teeth. The toothbrush is a dangerous thing. You guys have to be very careful about that. Love that line, baseline. It's true though, Carol, right? Like, I feel like as a mom, as a parent, you have certain things in your life that change as you get older, and you have the kids that suck everything out of you. And like, maybe your baseline in your 20s or 30s used to be this carefree, yeah, whatever, easy breezy. That doesn't happen in motherhood. You can't be easy breezy. Sorry, but you can't. I left my house with my dog leash under my arm. I didn't have my dog. I put the wrong lunch in lunch boxes. Always fun when the kid who hates mayo opens up her lunch and finds mayo, not mustard. Oh, you probably get a mouthful when she gets home. Who doesn't put milk in the cabinet? I'm sure if I gave it more thought, I could think of more. Okay, this was the last one I got. Instead of pouring half and half into my coffee, I poured egg whites. Oh, I left the house without my kids wearing shoes, and recently left the house without my own shoes. I got to school and was so glad that there was rainy day pickup and didn't have to walk inside. I could keep going, but my kids are still awake. Daylight saving owns me. So here's the other thing with mom brain. When before you have kids and you're out and about and you see people mulling around and you're like, oh my God, and I'm just using an example, she's not wearing shoes. How could she possibly leave her house without shoes? I'll tell you how. Kids, that's how. They make you insane. You love them. You want to squeeze them and cuddle them and give them everything you possibly can, but they drive you batshit crazy and make you do things like this. This is what happens when you have children. It's just how it goes down. Wait, I think I had one more that I got in my messages from you, Jamie, right? I think. Hold on. Oh no. See, this is when technology is not my friend. When I need to find something really quick because I want to share it with you guys and it's not there. Stand by. Okay. I ordered McDonald's through the drive-thru, paid, and then drove away without getting the food. I've done that at the grocery store and the dry cleaner. They've caught me before I've left, but I have done that. And then the other thing I did, which I've never done today, and you guys were such good participators, I put it in my stories because I wanted to see what people on Instagram would say. And I got some really fun responses there. And the whole point of this, you guys, is to never feel alone. Okay, let's see. Here's some responses from Instagram. Carol, my kids are older. I'm older. Mom brain is different, but still crazy. Yeah. Jessica, it's 5,000 steps before you get out the door. I always forget something. Always looking for phone and keys. Always looking for the phone and keys. To the point where my toddler now, not the other day, I always say the other day, but it could be like months ago. I said something, I was sitting in the driver's seat and she was in the back seat and I was like, where are my, and she was like, keys, because that's how often I think as parents we lose our keys. Okay. Somebody put the remote control in the washing machine with the sheets. I did that. I don't even know if I can blame mom brain. I did it with my husband's iPhone. I put his iPhone, it was wrapped up in the sheets, and I threw it in the washing machine, and that was the end of his iPhone. And he could have been so angry at me. I was in tears. I felt so bad. And he was like, don't worry, I'll get a new one. He was so good and so patient. And I was crying for like 3 days. I felt so bad. Someone commented that they had a third child. That's what they did with mom brain. And that is hilarious. Got into the wrong car at daycare. The other mom was like, excuse me. Yep. I think we've all, at least like there's a lot, I drive an SUV. It's a very popular SUV. And at least once a week, I walk over to the wrong one. And then I look at it, I'm like, that's not my car. Looking for your phone when you're talking on it was very popular. Put milk in the cupboard. That was very popular. Took out a dog treat for the dog and walked right up to the baby instead and tried to feed it. I know somebody else said that too. Keys left in the door. I love forensic files, but I don't want to star in it. Mom life is dangerous. It really is dangerous. And I have tile on my phone, but I got a new phone and now I need a pocket to put my tile in. So I thought about getting that, but you have to have this little tile thing with you too, right? I need to know more about that if that's something that I need in my life. Dad brain. I told my boss I love you when she dropped me off. Habit of 7 years of marriage. That is so uncomfortable. I've done that with not I love you, but like work-wise, I'll sign an email. When I used to work in an office, I would sign an email or get off a phone with someone or leave a voicemail, and I would say things like to that extent also because you're like in the habit of talking to your husband or your mom or your kids, and sometimes it just comes out. It is so embarrassing. I put my phone in the refrigerator and frantically searched for it for 2 hours. I forgot to open the garage door before backing out. That is bad. I baked my iPhone in the oven with my sweet potato fries. I thought I was being so virtuous. I don't even know how that happens, but that's hilarious. I started to put my newborn daughter's pants on my 3-year-old son. Yep, I have handed my older one the pacifier, and she's like, why are you giving me that? I mean, we really do crazy things. Jessica, I called OnStar to unlock my car because my key wouldn't work. They said they unlocked the car, but it was still locked. Yeah, it wasn't my car. Oh, God. I have it on my keys and my phone. I have to have at least one. One will trigger the other to beep. Okay, maybe I need it. Maybe I need tile. Okay, so that was mom brain. So mom brain is real. If you are a new parent and you're here, welcome to the shit show. And just know that it's totally normal. Everything you're feeling that you're losing your mind, that's what's supposed to happen. If you're not feeling that, something's amiss. But if you feel like you do not have your shit together and you're losing your mind, you are doing just fine. So keep up the good work, okay? All right, we're gonna have a quick vent sesh because I've talked about this before. But we're having a picky eater situation because my younger one, who used to take down like branzino and linguine from one of my husband's restaurants that he works for, now has decided she's not eating anything anymore, like nothing. So last night was one of those nights, and I posted about this and I got a lot of messages because I clearly am not the only one. My husband and I spent, no joke, maybe 45 minutes in the kitchen with the baby who was screaming her head off because it was like probably close to an hour past her normal bedtime because she had not eaten anything all day. I normally, and I've said this, and so I'm sounding like a hypocrite, I do not force my kids to eat because I truly think there are psychological dangers to that linked to it. But my little one had not eaten anything all day. I think she had like an applesauce pouch. That was it. And I was getting so upset. And so we're begging her to eat. 45 minutes we sat there just desperately trying to get her to take a bite of a goddamn cheese stick. And when she did it, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that we were cheering as if we were at the Super Bowl, watching whatever team we were rooting for, doing like the game-winning touchdown because we were so desperate for her to get excited about eating a bite of a cheese stick. We did it twice. We did it 2 times. And then she was laughing at us, mocking us, because that's what children do. Carol, if you have your shit together, you are not my people. Same. So that's like what I've resorted to is basically having a cheering section for the baby when she takes a bite of food because I'm so desperate for her to have food in her little body. Kyla, my kid's on a veggie strike. My older child has never consumed a vegetable in her life past the age of 2, if that makes you feel any better. yeah, you got to cheer. So, I mean, we were like, it was over the top cheering, over the top. If there would have been cameras in there, it would have for sure been, it would have been a viral video. Maybe that's how I need to like strike it rich, is set up a camera to catch these moments in my house and just have, you know, a very self-deprecating sense of self and not be upset when those things make the rounds on the interweb. And maybe that's my goal to being rich. I'm so glad I can make you feel better. Kyla, my older daughter eats no vegetables, no fruit. Well, she says she eats apples at school. The jury's out on that one because I'm not there to witness it. So I don't know that it's true. My little one will eat some fruit, but my older one has not consumed a vegetable really since she's 2 or 3 years old, and she's 10 and she's doing great. Carol, what did she eat today? So today she actually had lunch. She had pasta for lunch, and pasta with red sauce. So that counts as a vegetable in my mind, because there's tomatoes and spices and herbs, even though tomatoes are fruit. So there, it counts as fruit. And she had a half of a whole wheat tortilla when we were having tacos. Wanted nothing in it, just the tortilla. She had the tortilla and a couple bites of pasta and 1 piece of a strawberry. That's what she had today to eat. What am I drinking tonight? Brand. I don't know what the brand is. It's a Toscana, but I don't know what the brand is. It's not something I bought before. It was just something I pulled out when my husband made dinner, but it's delicious. I mean, Italian wine is really good. All right, so veggie sticks totally count. Veggie sticks totally count. Yes, if that counts as my child ingesting vegetables, she has eaten the shit out of vegetables, so I'm good. Veggie sticks total. I'm so glad we're on the same page. All right, so now we're gonna jump to the what I'm loving. And this is nothing new, but just so you guys know a little bit more about me, I'm gonna make a confession. I do like to, you know, try and eat healthy. I really don't eat fast food. I get my kids fast food a lot. I do. I'm not even going to fake the funk, because when they're crying on the way home from school, if someone wants McDonald's and I know that's my only chance for them to eat something, I'm doing it. And I don't really care. I don't feel bad about it because they're into it and they're getting food. What I'm loving is my McDonald's Diet Coke, because there is no better Diet Coke on the planet than Diet Coke fountain soda from McDonald's. It doesn't even taste the same at other fast food places. Fight me on that. McDonald's Diet Coke with extra ice is my jam. And today I treated myself to one because I felt like I deserved it. So in this moment, that is what I'm loving right now. And I'm not sorry about it. Honestly, a pediatrician friend told me a kid can pull vitamin C from ketchup. So we were all winning. It's true. And it's funny because I asked my pediatrician the last time I went if I should give the baby like a gummy vitamin or something, because my older one, I can't even get her to take medicine either. Like, she is so tough. The little one doesn't want the vitamins, and the pediatrician actually told me she is not a fan of vitamins unless they are really eating nothing on it for a very long-term basis, because she feels like they pull enough of the vitamins they need from simple foods, even like that, like ketchup. So you are correct. Amen to that. McDonald's soda is nuts. It's nuts. What do they put in it? Why is it so good? Why is it so good? And you know what makes me so angry? Like, I get ragey and I want to punch someone in the throat, is when I'm sitting in a restaurant somewhere and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to have a Diet Coke. And I'm like, hi, can I have a Diet Coke? They're like, we have Diet Pepsi. Is that okay? And I'm like, no, that's not okay. It's not the same thing. Don't ever offer me Pepsi again. That's horrible. That's a travesty. Not a Pepsi person. I'm all about Diet Coke. But it is. There's like crack or something in it, because there is no other Diet Coke like it. All right, so that is my show for tonight. I'm also going to announce the winner tonight of the Danny Zoe t-shirt giveaway. If you guys have not checked out her site, look on Facebook and Instagram. It's Shop Danny Zoe on Instagram and Danny Zoe Children's Clothing on Facebook. And she has the cutest, if you're into graphic tees, she has really cute graphic tees for the little ones. So check her out and stay tuned, because I'm going to announce the winner of that soon. Jessica, they stopped making the vitamins my kids like. Oh, that's the worst. Right? Diet Coke and Pepsi are totally different. You can't sub them. I can tell. If you blindfold me and taste test them, I can tell in a heartbeat. And if you can't tell, then something went wrong. Something went awry in your life, because they are not equal. They are not created equal on any level. Susan, 100% on the Mickey D's Diet Coke, extra ice, never Pepsi, never Pepsi. And you know what? I know that styrofoam isn't good for the environment, and that's why they got rid of it. But it was a sad day when they did, partially because the styrofoam kept that Diet Coke with extra ice cold for hours. So now we have to just drink it faster. All right, you guys, thank you so much, as usual, for joining me tonight. I am going right now to jump in a quick shower and, as usual, on Mondays, watch the first part of the finale of The Bachelor because I cannot wait to see what happens. And if you guys watch this on the replay, or if you're still on here as I'm signing off, I want you to comment to me what reality shows you watch, because I love reality shows. I'm not afraid to admit it. I feel like life is really heavy. There's a lot of stuff we deal with as parents and just life in general, and I want mindless stuff. So I'm into Vanderpump Rules, Temptation Island, Jersey Shore, all of those, but I want to know what you guys are watching, because maybe those are some things that we need to discuss on future episodes. So you guys have a great week. You survived the beginning of daylight savings. We're all going to be okay. We are all going to be okay, I promise. And I will speak to you all next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Bye.